Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with a real treat for you today, this evening. This is a classic Capcom arcade game. Wait for it. Alien versus Predator. Now, if you've played this, you know what a great game it is. But what's so special about this one is that it's in its original Capcom Big Blue cabinet. So you may have played one just like this back in the day. Hey, you may have played this one back in the day. So we figured we'd shoot a little video, show you the game, and then also show you the cool cabinet that it's in. These are commonly called the Big Blue cabinets. There's about 5 or 6 different Big Blue cabinets that Capcom made. This is one of the ones with Q sound in it. And we've got the back door also. We'll show you some of that stuff. But really fun game. This came out in 1994. This was when Alien... I don't think there was an Alien versus Predator movie yet. So this was like a big deal at the time. I don't even think there was an Alien versus Predator comic book yet. Possibly, though. I don't remember for sure. But this is Capcom's famous Big Blue cabinet. I wonder why they called it that. I think it's because it's a Big Blue cabinet. Q-Sound Virtual Audio. So basically, Capcom in the 90s developed what they called their CPS2 game architecture. So it came with a A board, which was the motherboard that played the game and had all the wiring hooked to it, and then it had a B board, which was the daughter board that was the actual different game. So the A board was the same on all of the CPS2 games, and you could just buy the cartridge, which was the B board, and snap it on top of the A board, and it would make it that game. So you could take the B board out of this game, theoretically, and snap a brand new one in. So the year after this, or whatever, whenever Marvel vs. Capcom came out, which was also a CPS2 game, you could take Alien vs. Predator, snap it off the board, snap the new one on, and then play that in there. Now, it worked really good for stuff like this. This is just a little kit cabinet that also has a CPS2 kit in it. This isn't an official Capcom cabinet, but this was Marvel Superheroes, one of the first CPS2 games. And theoretically, on this one, you could very easily turn this into like a Marvel vs. Capcom. You could just snap the B board off, put the Marvel vs. Capcom B board on it, and then all of the wiring and everything would be exactly the same. You could just start playing the game immediately. So it made it super easy to do a kit. Now, to do a nice clean one, you'd want to change the marquee. On this particular game, change the bezel, change the control panel overlay. And on Alien vs. Predator, one of the things that was unique about it was that it was a 3-player game. So I think the Dungeons and Dragons games that they released were also 3-player, but I don't remember. So they were either 3 or they may have been 4. But sometimes whenever it's a multiplayer game like that, like a 4-player, they have a dip switch where they can set it to be 3-player too. So I don't know the specifics of that, but you could very easily turn this into a Dungeons and Dragons, which I think only has 2 or 3 buttons like this one does. Now, it would be a little harder to turn this quickly into something like Marvel Superheroes because it uses 6 buttons. So one of the first Capcom CPS2 games I saw, and it was in a Big Blue cabinet, it wasn't this one, but one of their other ones, was Super Street Fighter 2, which was awesome back in the day. It was amazing. But so was this game. Most of the CPS2 games were pretty freaking good because Capcom was banging on all 8 cylinders back then. They made a fortune off of Street Fighter 2 and Final Fight, and basically went about developing cool game after cool game after cool game after cool game in the couple years that followed that. So this is one of those cool games. So if you find the flyer of this game, Alien versus Predator, the cabinet does not look like this. It's a little different. This part is similar, and then when you get up here, it has the marquee is attached, and it's one of their tall marquees. So some of their games had a marquee this tall, about twice as big as this, or actually over twice as big as this. Big old marquee, and it was attached to the cabinet. It was part of the cabinet, like on a normal game. You know, I don't have any with a real big marquee on it right now, but it was a big old huge marquee, and it said Alien versus Predator. So that's what the dedicated one on the flyer looks like. But over the years, I've seen many of them in this cabinet. Now, the overlay on this, it's got like a dark blue overlay. So if you look really close, it's gray, and then there's like a blue, and then there's a black all over it. Well, there was another overlay that was gray with just blue. None of this black was there, so it looks a lot lighter. Whenever we got this cabinet, it had about 3/4 of that overlay left on it. So originally this didn't have that dark overlay, it had a lighter one that looked really similar, and had the Capcom logo in the middle like that. The reason we put this one on was because that overlay wasn't usable anymore, it was all messed up, and this is the only one that you can find a reproduction of. So they don't make a copy of the original overlay. In the manual it says that it's called the Blue Marble Overlay, but they don't make that one, so we use the slightly darker one. So if you see one of these dedicated that's still with the original overlay, it'll have that lighter color one on it. But other than that, everything is pretty much how it would be. Now, like I was saying, on the flyer for this game, Alien vs. Predator, it shows a different cabinet with a big marquee on it. And they made that cabinet, and lots of games were in that cabinet. And so whenever I first saw this one, I thought, well, that was a different game that somebody has made into Alien vs. Predator. But after looking at it, it still had the original overlay on it. It doesn't look like anybody's drilled any extra holes or changed any holes in the control panel, which it's a 3-player game. So if it was originally Super Street Fighter 2 or something like that, you know, there would be holes filled in because Super Street Fighter 2 uses 6 buttons. And I've seen many more pictures of this same game in this same cabinet. Now look at the back, it's got something interesting on it. This is the label, and it says, you may not be able to read it, but I can. It says, assembled by Dynamo Corp cabinet, Capcom SSF2 Super Street Fighter 2. Right? And then it says copyright 1993. And then up here, the header says, header SSF2 Super Street Fighter 2. Right? And then there's another sticker over here. So you would think that means that these were originally Street Fighter 2s, right? Well, what I think happened, and I saw a couple other people online suggesting they think it was the same thing, is that in the factory they had some of these already made up to be Super Street Fighter 2s, and maybe they made more than they actually sold or whatever, or maybe they just already had those cabinets ready so they ran with it, or maybe this game in the cabinet that's on the flyer sold better than they thought, so they needed more of them real quick, and so they threw them in this cabinet. So I think this is a dedicated Alien vs. Predator. I don't think it's ever been any other game, and I think they came from the factory like this. And there's other people online that have the same game in the same cabinet. It seems like the same thing. So one of the, if you look in the manual for the game, it doesn't say anything about shipping with a brand new control panel. And if you look at this control panel, it's never been drilled. Like, it's the original stuff with no extra holes, just how it came from the factory. So this has always been a 3-player game, which means it's always been an Alien versus Predator. And also it has burn-in that only says Alien versus Predator. Now, we don't know for sure, but I think this was always an Alien vs. Predator and was never a Super Street Fighter 2, even though the tag says that it was. I think they kitted several of these in the factory. And like I said, I found some people online that had the same thing going on, and they think the same thing. So, I'll show you a little bit of what's inside it. I believe that's the original power supply, still working. That plastic bag would have originally held the manual on the back door. You've got, this is an isolation transformer, so they're using it for the monitor, which is a Wells Gardner K7000. And then you've got this other transformer over here that is used to run the Q-Sound board. So that's Capcom's famous Q-Sound audio amp. They're running audio to it straight, you probably can't see that because we don't have any light, but maybe from here you can. They're running audio to it straight off of the A board on the CPS2. This is the blue system. They made gray system. If I can get it to focus. This is the blue system. They made gray systems and different ones. I don't know too much about the different ones. All I've ever had is the blue ones. It still had the bolt in it. These came with a bolt that went through it if it was still factory or whatever. And a weird thing, where the screws were to hold the case together, there weren't any screws in it, but it still had the Capcom little plastic round stickers over the screw holes. Now the reason we had to take it apart is because all of these have suicide batteries on them, so you have to take it apart and replace the battery in it. If that battery dies, there's a little chip in there that forgets some of its information, which is basically a like an encryption code. And if it loses that little bit of information, none of the, well, not none, but I think 3 or 4 of the ROMs don't make any sense because they need the little code on, or the little information on the encrypted IC chip to know what is going on. So we took it apart. Didn't have any screws in it, but was sealed. All of the places where there's supposed to be a screw had a Capcom seal over it, so I guess they didn't do it from the factory. We replaced the battery, got that going. We've got another model sticker right there. Let's see if that says anything. Serial number 323, I think that says. 123, it says on the back. Serial number 123. I might have to look that up. I think that says 323, and I think on the back it says 123. Whatever. But that's kind of what the inside of the CPS2 stuff looks like, the big blue stuff. Now there's a bunch of different versions of this cabinet. Like I said, there's one with a detached marquee like this that's really tall. So it's got the tall marquee that's detached. It's got the tall marquee that's attached, and then it's got a bunch of other different variants. But really cool cabinet, really cool game, really fun game. 1994 is calling. So I will get the tripod and I'll set it up and we'll play through Alien versus Predator a little bit and see if you guys remember it. Alright folks, we're going to play it a little bit. This is a Wells Garner K7000 monitor, probably the most popular arcade monitor of all time. And it's in really good shape. We rebuilt it, put a new flyback on it, all of that jazz. Got it looking pretty good. It actually looks about as good as they can look. It's got a little burn in on it, but you can't really see it in the dark like right now. What's burned in is that part right there, Aliens and Predator. You can barely see it in the daylight with the monitor turned off. If you've watched my other videos, you know what my opinion is on burn-in though. My opinion on burn-in is, who cares? I mean, if it's really, really, really bad, I don't like it. But minor stuff like this, and it's the burn-in from the original game, who cares? Up, down, and attack button. I'm never going to remember all this. And I'm not going to be him anyway. I'm going to play as one of the Predators, because if it's Alien versus Predator, you got to be a Predator, right? Come with me if you want to survive. Select your prior. Predator Warrior or Predator Hunter, people? Let's be the Hunter just because he's uglier. Predator Hunter. We can't fight them all at once. Withdraw. Now, this is a Capcom game, so it's very much like Final Fight. I mean, it's a lot like Final Fight. Oh man, I moved it past. That was too easy. Yep. I moved it past the. We're cornered. I'm trying to go slow so you can read all the text. You can only do your fire thing so much and it recharges, as you can see at the bottom. Dig it. Get with it. That says overheat. Oh no, they want another quarter. Oh, it let me bring in another staff. Deal with it. I wonder if the slowdown is done just for effect, or if it was going all double dragon on us. We can escape from the city using the sewers. Keep an eye out for those slime bags. They're close, I can feel it. At last, worthy game, as I expected. Oh, I got a gun. Oh. I guess my fire thing was powered up. I should have used it more. Why am I expecting him to go do the Shoryuken thing when he does that? That's awesome. Yeah, a lot like Final Fight. It's also a lot like the Batman game that Konami did for the Super Nintendo. Batman Returns. Demonstration. Is it broken? It's about to be. Now it is. Impressive. Stall it again. Smash the other controller if you have to. All right. Ooh. overheat. All right, we're back. Uh-oh. I see dead bodies. Destroy that monster, please. It wiped us out in minutes. It's mutated, more powerful than before. They're coming. I can feel it. Man, what a sick game. Continue and get up. Can start with 4 players. What's that mean? Yeah! Finished him with the dragon punch. Predator Hunter has destroyed Stage 2 boss. These aliens all come from one hive. So if we destroy the nest... Okay, let's do it now while we still have time. We'll use the APC. Forced assault. Wow. There are countless aliens up ahead. Gun at max cooling, fire away. All right, let's do it. Yeah! Did I win? Did I win? Did I lose? Stage clear. That was the Stage 3 boss, people. It's going faster. This would be a great multiplayer game, really. Assault on a queen. The honor of hunting the Queen Mother is mine. I'll take that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Keep picking that up. I don't know if that's doing me any good. Oh man, that was cool. I didn't know you could do that. I bet there's a bunch of moves at it. Because I didn't watch the attract mode, I bet there's a bunch of moves they were telling me how to do that I didn't see how to do. Alright, I want to see the Queen Mother. This must be their central food storage. Cocoons. Oh man, it's a freaking... It's those damn chest bursters. Or whatever. Oh no. Or is that the face grabber thing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Soldier humans already hunted. That's a big group coming. I feel it. Continue and get up. Can start with 4 players. I keep ignoring whenever my my gun is powered up. Royal Guard. much for the Royal Guard. All right. The Queen Mother's got to be in here somewhere. Oh no! Oh no, I gotta get the... What is Predator's one bad mother? Shut your mouth. Man, you got them combos. Oh no! Is that the Queen Mother? It says egg chamber. I couldn't get to my salad over there. Did I really have a salad for a Predator? Really? Yeah! Awesome. Awesome. The alien queen has been destroyed. Folks, it goes on from there. That's not the end of the game. But I think that's enough for tonight. That's Capcom's awesome Alien vs. Predator. Now, by the time you see this video, we may not have Alien vs. Predator anymore. It may have teleported off to someone else's game room. But you can see all of the games that we do have available for sale right now on our website. Go to lionsarcade.com. We've got a ton of games at all times. You can see them on their website. You can stop by our shop. We're in downtown Rock Hill, which is South Carolina, which is about 15 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've got a showroom here with all kinds of games in it. Or if you can't come by because you're not local and you're not going to check out our website because you're not looking to buy one, you just like watching these old videos of these old 80s and 90s arcade games, well, that's cool. We like making them. So subscribe to us here on YouTube and it'll let you know every time we have a new one. Make sure to give us a thumbs up on our video if you like the video. And how could you not like the video? Of course you like the video or you wouldn't be watching this late, right? You're still watching the video. You had to have liked it. So give us a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about this, and if you remember playing it back in the proverbial day. Game over. All right, folks, there you go. That's a good way to end it. We'll see you on the next video. Leave your comments below.